but if there is one fish that excites me is salmon. I love fish in general, but salmon is just so easy to make, so flavorful, so perfect, and it's not very hard to mess up. It is so good. So we're just going to begin by removing the salmon from the package that it came in and adding it to an aluminum foil lined baking dish. I personally always prefer using the skin on salmon. I feel like it's so good, and I don't know, it's just so much fun to eat the salmon with the skin on. So I'm going to go ahead and use some adobo to season this. Just give it a little bit of salt to taste. Not too much, not too little. And then for my salmon, I'm gonna make a little bit of a butter sauce or a butter paste. I have about a 1/4 cup of butter here. And to this 1/4 cup of butter, I'm gonna go ahead and add some minced garlic, and I'm gonna add about a tablespoon. I think that should be sufficient. And my tablespoon is not going to fit in there. So instead I'm gonna do 3 teaspoons. Garlic is so yummy. Now the great thing about salmon is that it's a good tasting fish to start with. So it doesn't need a lot of flavor addings to it. I'm gonna take about 1 tablespoon of the Italian seasoning. If you want to use fresh Italian herbs like parsley and stuff like that, you can do that instead of the dried one. That's about 1 tablespoon, and that would work just as fine. I don't have that available, so this is what I'm using instead. And then I'm just gonna mix it all over like this. Gonna start thickening. I had placed my butter in the microwave for about a minute just to create this type of sauce, and then we are simply going to go ahead and add it to our salmon. And since my adobo didn't have pepper, I'm simply going to add a little bit of yummy pepper to it. Go ahead and place my salmon in the oven to cook for 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees. This is what my salmon is looking like at 15 minutes of baking. I think 15 minutes is going to be perfect for me. Now I am simply going to turn on the broiler, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I don't want it to burn. I don't want like the garlic on the top to burn. And I'm going to broil it until it gets a little nice golden brown on the top. That's gonna be about 3 to 4 minutes, something like that. But we'll keep an eye on it. I'd say like every minute or so, or every couple minutes or so. This is what my fish looks like at 5 minutes of broiling. So delicious. Today is Taco Tuesday, so I'm simply going to be making some tacos for dinner. I'm keeping these tacos pretty simple today with just using lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, and cheese for the toppings. So the very first step here is to chop up my veggies. Now, other times when I want to make these a little bit more fancy, I do add peppers or make my own pico de gallo, but today I'm keeping it simple and to the point because I just got home from work, so everyone is hungry, and we also have church tonight. So I am making something that requires very little prep work and cleanup afterwards. These are going to be beef tacos, so I'm going to be browning my meat on the stove. I have about 1 pound of ground meat, and I'm simply going to sprinkle a little bit of adobo on the top because I love the flavor it gives. Then I'm adding a 1/4 cup of taco seasoning, but you can use a packet of taco seasoning, or if you make your own, you can use that too. Then I'm gonna give everything a nice mixing. Now, for my tortillas, I like to use an old Dutch oven to keep my tortillas warm after I heat them on a pan. I know they have like specific containers for this kind of stuff, but this is just the way I do it. Then I'm just simply adding all the ingredients to the tortilla to make these yummy tacos. Today is Wednesday. It is a very busy day for us. On Wednesday, my kids go to Awana. I go visit my mom. So when I make dinner on Wednesday, it's typically something quick and easy, and it's typically for the kids and Sean because I eat dinner with my mom and my brother over there. So for dinner today, I am simply making cheese raviolis for them with marinara sauce. This is the Ralph's marinara sauce. This is honestly as easy and as quick as it gets for me. I'm simply going to be putting some water to boil on the stove, heating up the tomato sauce or the spaghetti sauce. Sometimes I will add meat to it. Sometimes I will add meatballs to it. Today, we're going meatless, and I am going to be making the whole entire bag. So whatever we have left over from dinner today will be tomorrow's lunch. So I didn't realize I wasn't recording when I was making the sauce. I simply placed it inside my Dutch oven at low heat, and then I put some water to boil with some salt for the ravioli and placed the ravioli in there until they were done. Once the raviolis are floating, that's kind of like my sign that they're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and just add them into the pot over here. You can just serve them and just put the sauce right on top of them. I'm sharing with you guys my recipe for making these delicious Philly cheesesteaks that your entire family will love. And I'm also sharing with you guys how to make these in the air fryer. They are so yummy. So the very first thing I'm going to do is prepare my potatoes. I drizzled some of this avocado oil on them, and I'm going to be making them in the air fryer. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic salt on them for seasoning. I feel like garlic salt is always so yummy. And then I'm going to be adding some of this Italian seasoning. I'm going to mix them all together, make sure that they're evenly coated with the oil. And these I am going to be cooking in the air fryer at 400 degrees until they're tender, so about 15 to 20 minutes or so. I have already cut them in half so that they will cook nice and quick. All right, into the air fryer these go. All my potatoes are cooking. I'm gonna come over here and I'm going to be making the Philly cheesesteak. So first I'm going to start by adding a little bit of oil onto my pan, about 1 to 2 tablespoons. I'm going to go in and saute my vegetables. I have about half an onion and some of these mini multicolored peppers. I did not have any green peppers, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that in there and just saute them. Let them sweat a little bit until the onions get translucent. Now to this, I am gonna add some salt here for flavor and some pepper. And just let it all mix in. So yummy. So now that my veggies are cooked to the consistency I like them, I'm going to go ahead and remove them. And now I'm going to get my pan ready for my meat. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this avocado oil. Now I'm adding in my shaved steak. And I'm going to be using this steak seasoning from Aldi to season the steak. Very plain and simple. You can use adobo, really any seasoning you like for your meat. I'm just simply using what I have right now. Now I'm simply going to be using the sub rolls from Aldi for this and placing 2 pieces of provolone cheese in here. And I am going to be taking this delicious savory meat and slapping it right there, just like that. Take some of these yummy veggies and add them on. This one's gonna be for my husband because my kids do not like the sauteed peppers and onions. So with them, I just give cheese and meat. And then just take a look at how delicious and amazing these potatoes turn out in the air fryer. Honestly, 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and they come out with a nice crunchy exterior and so soft in the middle. Move this little fella over here to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and add the yummy potatoes over here. All right, and just like that, dinner for today is done. For myself, I'm making, instead of the bun, a salad. I'm placing all the yummy goodies like the steak and the sauteed onions and peppers and the cheese over a bed of lettuce and mixed greens, along with some potatoes on top of it. For the last meal of this week, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make Puerto Rican arroz con pollo. First, going to begin with marinating my chicken. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of adobo straight to the chicken thighs. 1 teaspoon of the oregano. I love oregano. And then 1 teaspoon of the turmeric. Turmeric is so good for you, so why not use it? You know, it adds color to the rice, but also color to the food. And then, you know what? I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the paprika. I'm not going to be using sazon for this, so I'm kind of making my own little thing here. I'm going to add about a little pinch of pepper. I have this veggie pepper here, so I'm adding a little pinch. Almost like a 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon in here. I always use a fork to poke through the lemon. I don't know, I feel like it makes it easier to squeeze through. You know what, to this, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. I'm gonna say about a little teaspoon of oil to the chicken too. All right, now that my chicken is all seasoned, I'm going to let it marinate for about 30 minutes. You can prep this the day before and let it marinate in the fridge for super amazing flavor if you have the time. All right, so I am going to start this by turning my pot to a medium high. I'm just going to be using one of these skillet pots type of thing. If you want to make this in a deeper pot, you absolutely can. I am using 2 tablespoons of butter just to brown my chicken in. You don't have to do that. You can simply use some oil, but I personally love the flavor the butter gives. On the side, I do have some pink beans going on, some Puerto Rican style pink beans, because anytime I make this rice with chicken, I love to serve pink beans on the side with it. Now that my butter is all melted, my pan is ready to start browning my chicken. So I'm going to take my chicken thighs and I'm going to be browning them on both sides. One side, then flip, and then brown the other side. Each side, I'd say, takes approximately 3 to 5 minutes. All right, that side has been cooking for about 5 minutes. Now these are boneless chicken thighs, so they don't need super long to cook through. Use your judgment, depending on the pot that you're using and depending on your stove is going to vary. So in this process, we are not just browning our meat, we're also extracting flavor from the chicken itself, and along with that, we're cooking our chicken thighs about 70 to 80% of the way before placing it on top of the rice. I'm going to remove my chicken thighs from the skillet. You see those little pieces of chicken in there? I'm just going to let it make magic in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the peppers. Add that sofrito. And I'm not so worried about the bottom of the pan because all that is going to be good. This is that delicious flavor that we were looking for, you see? The sofrito makes it all pull apart from the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of garlic. Garlic is delicious. And I'm just going to saute this right here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my avocado oil, about 1 to 2 tablespoons of it, Whatever oil you are using is absolutely fine. You can use the canola, you can use the olive oil. So once we make it to this point like this, it's been sauteing for, I would say, a good 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add my rice in. Now, I did wash my rice beforehand. I personally wash my rice. Some people choose not to. That's your preference. But I like to wash my rice. I'm gonna add 1 small little teaspoon of turmeric just for color enhancement. And then to this, I'm going to add adobo. And then I'm gonna come in with 3 cups of water. I'm gonna add my little chicken bouillon. Now, I had my fire at about a medium-high first, then I turned it down to a medium. Now I'm gonna turn it up to a high. I want to bring this to a nice boil so that the water just evaporates. It's very similar to how we make our arroz con gandules. Okay, I mixed it all together. Now I'm gonna let it do its thing. So once your rice looks like this, we're gonna give it a nice big mixing from the bottom up. Nothing is really stuck in the bottom on mine. If yours is, just scrape that rice off. I'm gonna go like this. And then, remember the yummy chicken? We're going to lay it right on top, like so. Looking so good. You can go ahead and turn the burner down if yours is pretty dried out. Come on, chicken. Doesn't want to go in. I like to put it, whoops. I like to put my thighs facing up like this. Looks nicer. And then you see this yummy juice here? We're not gonna throw that away. We're just going to spread it around like this. That is flavor. That is goodness. So now we're going to place the lid on it, bring the burner down to low, and we're simply going to let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so our rice has been cooking officially for 15 minutes. Look how delicious it just looks. So yummy, and you can, like on the sides, see how nice and fluffy the rice is looking. Now, arroz con pollo can be served just as is, just the rice with the chicken, or you can do what I do and serve it with a delicious side of Puerto Rican style beans. Make sure to check out this playlist for more super easy, delicious, and simple recipes.